Hello and welcome everybody to today's video. Welcome to the Vee Academy. My name is Crumbrion, Professor Crumbrion, if you would. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a wonderful game that we played on Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. And be happy to get your reactions to it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. If you want to follow me and watch games in real time, check me out on twitch.tv/Crumbrion. For now, let's go check out the game. Thanks for watching.
3, 2, 1, go!
This Pult list has been very fun too, actually. No, it was a good opening hand, if just lacked a basic. Kind of a unfortunate opening hand, though. I mean, we do get the tool, but not the right one. If we get Rescue Board, that'd be great. I'm also not opposed to just slapping that down. They are going first. And then they just instantly use their Ace Spec. Sage. I don't know. Yeah, if they put down Crystal right away, then that's very not good for me. We can prevent them from playing Crystal if they don't play it this turn. It's kind of going to be necessary to put Defiance Band on Genesect. So. Beautiful. Thank you. Oh, and we get Arven. Have it. Right, so we have Poffin, we have a lot of good stuff here. Just to get the energy attached, because it's the only thing we're missing this turn, so. Don't have the option to item lock, that's fine though. Grab fire because we can draw into, so we have access to pretty much all of our energy here as well, which is, don't think I want to Ultra Ball this turn, and I don't really want to retreat. Because, yeah, I think that's all we want. Because they will have an attack here this turn, but they won't have the ability to put down Crystal. If they have Flareon, then Genesect is cooked anyways, but I would rather have Genesect cooked, because then we can Night Stretcher and Defiance Band the Genesect. If they have the Flareon this turn, they're going to boss. Interesting they didn't boss the Dreepy with energy on it. Guess they don't have an attack. That's fine. Cool. Alright, so Drakloak here. Grab switch. We didn't get barely wanted here. So, I mean, we have a second boss in deck, so we can get rid of that. We can get rid of, I don't like the fact that we have to get rid of Defiance Band, but I would rather keep Stretcher. Second Loak. Do this, then Iono. We're going to give them Flareon, unfortunately, but they have the energy anyways, so it doesn't matter. Down Hawlucha. Now we can retreat into Hawlucha. Nest Ball 4. Monkey? Is Monkey appropriate here right now? I don't think it is. I think Dreepy. Dreepy going. Great Hawlucha. Second fire energy going. So now we're set. They still can't play Crystal. Doesn't necessarily matter because they're going to be able to attack with Flareon anyways here. We saved ourselves from them attacking with Eevee this turn, which is nice. Because they can't play A-Specs. We potentially have, if we get the Psychic Energy off of at least one of the Drakloak draws, because we might lose a second Drakloak, but they have used one boss already. Yeah, here's the Flareon. We've seen Flareon in the mulligans, assuming it's Flareon Sylveon, but the energy's suggesting it might not be. They might be running Pikachu in this one too. Tried playing Terrabox, but the play you made right was using Teal Dance with Teal Ogerpon on the first turn. Cool. Yeah. See another Hoothoot come down. Well. So again, they cannot Crystal, because Crystal does nothing for them here. And I'll probably be grabbing, I would assume Area 0. Crispin Terra Orb, okay. Crispin is not boss, so that's very good. They're attacking in a straight line, so we'll see. Do not believe that this is the correct combo for Sylveon to attack. So this has to be, it is going to be. Okay. It's unfortunate. It's aggravating. Shocker. All right. Well, now they have to attack into Hawlucha. There's no way around it. We have one more chance to get rare candy on this for this Dragapult here. We can top deck rare candy, which I believe there is one in the deck now. I think I fit one back in. But we can also confuse it, and we can't confuse it with the monkey. We could if we get the psychic energy. There it is. That's good. This is how you have to defeat this piece of shit. This fucking deck. You just have to confuse them. So we'll see. I mean, they'll flip heads an Angelite here and it'll be very annoying, but whatever. One of the decks is really tricky to play against, but it's not impossible. Oh, we're very fortunate there. That's good. Good news. Have to go wide on the Dreepies to get them out of range so they cannot Angelite every single turn. And TM Evo definitely helps here as well, so. And Angelite will definitely go for these two. Going to be for switch, obviously. If they boss something else up here, that'd be really hilarious. Because that means that they're really threatened by Monkey, and they're not getting rid of at least one of the Draklokes if that's the case. That's fucking funny. Alright. So they're not getting rid of one of the Draklokes. They're getting rid of the Monkey. They're really fucking pissed off about that. Oh, they didn't get rid of the Monkey, never mind. Fine. We just have Penny for this anyway, so it's not a big deal. Prime Catcher also is cool here, actually. But I don't think I want a Prime Catch. I think I just want a Penny. We'll grab Prime Catcher anyways, but... They can't Angelite again. Not this turn. The magical charm, the reduced damage, it only affects Munkidori, so it gets knocked out if that's the case. So won't need to worry about that. In a position that's not very comfortable. They have wasted 2 bosses though, so if we do get a Dragapult out and get it in the active, it's probably going to stick at least. 3 bosses now, yep. Okay, that's annoying. That's very good. Get the Ultra Ball, that's awesome. Now we get... we at least have a Dragapult out. Brox is also very cool. Night Stretcher. Get the Fire Energy confirmed. We can also go TM Evo here and force them to make a choice. As the 70 damage doesn't knock out, so... 3 bosses down. What do they do? They can reduce the damage here by 100, but it won't stop the knockout in return. They could put down 0 under depths for Clefairy play here for knockout on Pult, which they will. Yeah. They're going to still have to have the coin flip here. And again, it still won't stop monkey damage. And if they're attacking Pult, we keep our Drakloaks. We've put them in a very awkward situation now. They're running out of options. They have used 3 bosses. I guess they're checking to see if they have their... They must have Gravity Mountain as well. They have no more Noctowls available to them. They retreat to Flareon here. That'd be very interesting. I'm just going to boss up the Sylveon because I do not want to deal with that. So, do not want to deal with. Still can't play Crystal. Now, here comes the Clefairy. Comes down to a coin flip. Oh, Flareon, okay. It's the last card, Clefairy in hand. Not. Well, good night. Good night, Sylveon. Finally. So now I can actually boss something else here, and I think it's going to be the Latias. Because now we can just KO Sylveon on the bench and take 4 prizes. Is there something worthwhile in my discard pile? Is Dragapult. Psychic Energy. No, Bolt. Hey, I'm your favorite? I appreciate that, Frigibax. Thank you. You're amazing. We have Drakloak in hand, so I'm just going to do this preemptively. Going to boss up Latias. Say good night. Take 4 prizes. Thank you very much. We survived the onslaught of Sylveon Angelites. Insane. We get experience share off of that too, which is nice. Like my mechanics and strategy of how the deck is designed. I appreciate that, Frigibax. That actually does mean a lot. That means a lot. Yeah, they can Mela here, it's fine. They can Carnelian if they put down Gravity Mountain. It's kind of a spooky situation for me, but it's not as spooky as it could have been if they had Clefairy, so. But we're in a very, very strong position now, especially with the Fezandipiti now. We actually have a potential for, we just have a potential for game now. We don't have any more bossing. We have 1 Prime Catcher, actually. Yeah, if they leave damage on board here, we have game, so. Yeah, and then we win. GG's. So now we grab Prime Catcher with Arven, we monkey the damage over to Fez, and that's GG's. They knew that we had Prime Catcher, I believe. Pretty simple. This one might actually go up on YouTube as well. Let's review it. Why not? I mean, like, this is a very strong Dragapult game into a deck that is, like, very anti-Dragapult. And this is kind of how you have to play the matchup, I'm not gonna lie. Like, getting the Genesect out on this, like making them have to commit extra energy to field is so important. It's so important to this list. So they get the Eevee out. Them not being able to attack with Eevee right away with Crystal is very paramount to this as well. It's pretty good. So they attach and passed, and their turn they went first. So Arvin here grabs us the rescue board. We don't want to commit Defiance Band. We want the free pivot on the Genesect. So Genesect has the free retreat cost now, and now it's locking out their ace specs. We also just have everything we need in hand for a Pokemon search. So energy search here allows us to get the energy attached return, which is what you want to do in Dragapult decks. Dragapult decks operate much like Magic the Gathering in that you want land drops every single turn. You want energy attach every single turn with Dragapult, like bar none. You want to be productive by forwarding your board state every single turn with Dragapult. So we Buddy Poffin, we get 2. We don't know at this point that we're facing off against a Sylveon. We assume that it's potentially like Flareon something else, but we don't know for sure. So we go double Dreepies. Our Buddy was prized, so we energy search fire energy. We grab the fire energy because we have a 2/3 fire to psychic split with 1 luminous and 1 dark. So we take the fire energy out of the deck, we have better chances to draw into psychic, and that's a better option for us. Mind if a copy of the deck list? You might give this version of a Dragapult a try? Absolutely, yeah. I will post it. I will post this particular one because I don't think I've updated it yet in the Discord. It will be on the Discord and on this YouTube video when I upload this video as well. So it'll be on the Discord shortly after I'm finished explaining this. So they go Nest Ball, obviously a pretty standard turn here. They boss, thinking they're going to strand my Dreepy that does not have the energy. So this tells me they don't have an attack. Because they're bossing up the Dreepy that does not have energy. So that means they're looking to stall for a turn here. So that's -1 boss. Dreepy's in the active slot. We draw our own boss's orders here. Recon Directive grabs us a switch, which is pretty good because now we can retreat without losing an energy drop here. So we Ultra Ball. We have to toss a boss here because we don't necessarily want to get rid of. Now, our recovery is very thin in this deck. We have 2 stretchers and I think 1 super rod, I think. So we have multiple gusting options. We have 2 counter catcher, 2 boss, 1 prime. So boss is less so important for us. So we can throw boss away and we can throw Defiance Band away. That grabs us a second Drakloak. So now we're going to start setting up a board for Drakloak. We play switch, get the Genesect into the active slot. If we do end up sacrificing the Genesect, we can easily get it back, so it's not as bad. We put Stretcher on the bottom of the deck. We Iono here. Flying Entry gets damage on board. We get 10 damage on the Latias, which becomes very important later. Nest Ball, get a 3rd Dreepy onto the bench. Retreat Genesect to the bench and sacrifice the Hawlucha. So now, because we have Hawlucha in play, Genesect no longer needs to be sacrificial. We just put up the Hawlucha, call it a day. Hawlucha can be perfectly fine if we want to knock that out. Drakloak draws our 2nd fire energy, so now we can only draw into either luminous, psychic, or dark energy, which is great because now we have 2 Drakloaks set up with fire energies. What does our opponent do? They're gonna have to have a lot in their hand to have something done this turn, and they unfortunately do. They have the God top deck here. So Eevee to the bench. Ultra Ball grabs them Noctowl. Noctowl. They go for Hoot Hoot off of Nest Ball. Noctowl grabs Crispin Terra Orb. So we're assuming possibly going to see a Flareon here. Unfortunately, the energies that go down tell me a different story. They go Psychic Energy into the active slot, draw basic water. This tells me this is a Sylveon energy split here. Big reason here. They had to pivot because they cannot play Crystal. So they cannot hide behind the fact that they can put Crystal on Sylveon and save the Psychic Energy for something else. This uses up a massive resource for them because now all of a sudden they have to commit 4 energy to Sylveon in order to use its Angelite attack instead of the regular 2, which they could have done before. They just had 2 energy attached to it. They could have used Crystal, but they can't because of Genesect blocking Crystal. So now all of a sudden, instead of having to commit 2 energy, they have to commit 4 energy, and that is a huge sway for their board state at that point in time. We're making them commit so much more. So Terra Orb, grab Sylveon as we assumed, then they Angelite both of our Drakloaks away. Very sad times. Very sad Crumbreon times. So we end up getting Monkey. We get Monkey to bench. This was very nice because we get to set up Munkidori here. We get the Crispin going. We get the Dark Energy on Munkidori. We draw the Fire Energy. We attach the Fire Energy to Dreepy. They cannot Angelite this turn. Thank you, Zekrom. Q Zekrom. Thank you so much for that follow. Appreciate you. Welcome in to the V community. So we are assuming they're going to Magical Charm this turn and knock out our Hawlucha, right? So, because they can't Angelite. They want to keep using Angelite. So we want them to knock out our Hawlucha. We leave it in the active. Magical Charm. They don't Magical Charm here, weirdly enough. They attach Water Energy and then pass their turn. They want to leave us locked in the active with Hawlucha and then continue to destroy our bench setup. So very fortunately, we had double Crispin, which is why we attached the energy the way that we did. We attached energy to Monkey and Dreepy because we had a second Crispin. So now that we know this is their plan, we draw a Psychic Energy, which is phenomenal for us because now we can have an attack with Munkidori. I remember going back to what we were saying before. Now our Fire are back in the deck, but they are on the bottom of our deck, I believe. So we Crispin here. Now we Crispin Fire Psychic because we want to grab that. So we've already attached for turn. We attach the Fire Energy to Hawlucha. We have a Fire Energy attached to Dreepy already, so we don't need the second Fire. We attach Fire to Hawlucha, have Psychic in hand to potentially attach for Dreepy in a follow-up turn. Retreat to Munkidori. Now we're going to make them have to flip heads. Now, if they want to use Angelite, they're going to have to flip heads because now they are confused. They only have the one Sylveon in play. They have all of their energy committed to Sylveon to be able to attack with Sylveon. They cannot use Crystal. So a second Sylveon, even if they had one, is not able to come into play and attack with Angelite because they have all 4 energy attached to Sylveon that are used, and then the water energy attached to their other Eevee. They cannot easily set up another Angelite on the bench, so they're stuck with using this one. Confusion's playing huge here, so they get the Buddy Poffin for the Eevee. They flip Tails, so again, they want to Angelite this turn. They cannot, so they get screwed on the Angelite. 30 damage onto Sylveon. Now this has 90 damage on it. So this allows us a little bit of breathing room. We draw the Nest Ball, get a second Dreepy down. We get the energy attached to the second Dreepy, so now we're splitting our energies again here. We evolve Dreepy to Drakloak. We Buddy Poffin for another Dreepy, so we get another going wide on Dreepy. So now we at least have another Dreepy available if we're in a situation where they Angelite again here. So Recon Directive gets us TM Evolution. Very important piece here because now we can TM Evo the 2 Dreepies we just put down, and we can get Drakloak. So now, no matter how they split this Angelite, we're going to have at least 1 Drakloak available. So we're still progressing our board state through Angelites. They draw a card, they Noctowl, Jewel Seeker, grab Boss, grab Switch. They play Switch to get away from the confusion here. They retreat into Latias. They boss up our Hawlucha because they want to go after our Drakloaks again. I thought they were going to go after Munkidori, which would have been hilarious. They probably should have, in hindsight, gone after the Munkidori, but instead they boss up the Hawlucha and then they Angelite our Drakloaks. Again, our Drakloaks had the energy split between the 2 of them. Both of them are now gone again. We still have a third Drakloak, which is fine. So we at least have a potential to get Dragapult into the active. We draw Counter Catcher, we Recon Directive, grab Prime Catcher. Now we have the option to Prime Catcher, but we don't necessarily want to confuse anything other than the Sylveon. So we don't want to play Prime Catcher here. They still don't know that we have Prime Catcher, which is good because that was a Recon Directive that was not an Arven. So we Penny, we get the Hawlucha back into hand, which initially effectively is a retreat cost here. Now Munkidori is in the active slot. Munkidori. So we do 10 more damage across the board here with Hawlucha. It's not necessary for me to play Hawlucha here, but I also don't mind playing it because it gets more damage on board, which could be important. We play Artazon. Artazon gets us another Dreepy. So again, we're back to rebuilding our board. Oh my goodness. Trappier with the resubbing 2 months in a row. Let's go. Trappier, thank you so much. Welcome back to the dark side. Absolutely deserve this. One of your favorite comfort streamers. Hey, I appreciate that. Let's go. And Blight Blazer with the 3-stream streak. Y'all are amazing. You're spoiling me today. Let's go. So Artazon gets another Dreepy down, and then Mind Bend just puts more damage and now confuses Sylveon once again. So they're going to have to flip through Confusion again here. They did Angelite the previous turn, so they're going to have to swing for Magical Charm and try to knock out Munkidori here. So they've refreshed their Confusion. We put the Confusion back on them. Now they have to swing through Confusion again. So they play a Boss's Orders again here. Boss's Orders the Drakloak to the active slot. Now, if they flip heads, they knock out Drakloak, which would be very sad Umbreon times. But they indeed flip tails. 30 more damage onto the Sylveon. Huge. That was very, very big. So another turn where they try to deny us access to Dragapult. Perfect. They flip tails, 30 more damage. Great. Drakloak is back. It is alive. It is staying here. We draw Ultra Ball. So we opt for Night Stretcher because Night Stretcher grabs us a Fire Energy into the active Drakloak. Artazon gets us another Dreepy onto the bench. Guess what we do? We Ultra Ball. We're not going to be in a position where we're going to have access to counter catchers, so we toss both counter catchers. We get Dragapult. Now, there's no value in me using Dragon Head and using Jet Headbutt here because Jet Headbutt only does 70 damage, which would leave, I think, roughly about 20 HP left on the Sylveon. So we would whiff KO. What does forward my board state here is if I TM Evo. So we Iono here. We don't need to use Prime Catcher because Prime Catcher is not something that's going to be super effective on this particular turn. We get Boss, which is important. Follow-up turn, Luminous Energy on Dragapult means that we can Phantom Dive the following turn here. Arven, pretty good. Jacques, pretty good. TM Evolution. Yumi-chan 64, thank you so much for that follow, appreciate you. TM Evolution, the sixth card in our deck, is going to be a game-changing card for us here. We attach to Dragapult, we Evolution both of our Dreepies once again. So now we have a board state where we have a Dragapult with energy. We have 2 Draklokes on the bench. We have Munkidori with fully set up with energy. And we're still locking them out of their ace spec, which is Crystal. We know that. 100%. We have built back our board up from absolutely nothing here. Munkidori is an MVP. Confusion has been absolutely bonkers in this matchup. All right. So this is a bit spooky time because now they can just put down Clefairy, and if they swing through Confusion on Clefairy, or if they Confusion on Sylveon, or if they retreat to Clefairy and attack with Clefairy, then our Dragapult's days are over. So we have to hope that they don't have access to Clefairy because they have not taken a prize. They still have 6 prizes. They have not taken a prize yet. So they play Underdepths. They play down Victini, which also tells me that they potentially run Gravity Mountain. Because Victini with Gravity Mountain with Flareon means that Flareon is swinging for KO on Dragapult at 290. They evolve 2 Flareons on the bench. So they Ultra Ball here. We have to hold our breath. They discard a Psychic Energy, which is great because I think this only runs 2 Psychic. So throwing away a Psychic Energy here basically tips me off that they don't have a Clefairy in the deck. They grab Flareon. That was a huge sigh of relief. So they try to attack here. Even if they do flip heads and they put 160 damage onto our Dragapult here, it doesn't matter because Sylveon has 100 HP left. Sylveon has a lot of damage on it now. So regardless of what happens here, is it has 170 damage on it. If it reduces our damage by 100, we're still dealing 100 damage. So we're still knocking out Sylveon with Phantom Dive on the follow-up turn. It instead chooses to flip tails, which puts it within Phantom Dive range on the bench now. Sorry, it was at 200 damage, I believe. So no, it was at 200 and It went to 210, right? So it had 180 damage on it? Yes, it had 180 damage on it, so it was within 100. Flips tails, puts 3 damage counters on it. Now it's sitting at 210, which is exactly 60 damage, which is the Phantom Dive counters. So now, with Boss in hand, with 10 damage on Fez, with 210 damage on Sylveon, now we have a 4 prize turn lined up for us with no resistant. Recon gets us more Dreepies, gets us a Dragapult. We get a second Dragapult set up. We go Luminous Energy into the active. We could have had a Psychic Energy in hand. I didn't necessarily want that. We had Luminous in hand anyways. Could have gotten Psychic off of Recon Directive. Opted for the Dreepy. Boss's orders. Pulls up Latias. 200 damage to Latias is for the knockout. The Hawlucha damage paid off early from the very, very start of the game. 10 damage on Latias pays off here. The 60 damage onto Sylveon, completing that KO. 4 prize turn. We get experience share, which is invaluable. We get Fez, Budew, Super Rod. Beautiful. They put Flareon in the active. Now they play Mela, which is a full value Mela because they had a single card in hand. So they draw 5 plus the fire energy onto Flareon, allows them to get Carnelian off. Now they did not get their combination that they wanted to get here. I believe they wanted to get Gravity Mountain because Carnelian would actually one-shot Dragapult if they had Gravity Mountain in play with the Victini. They did not get Gravity Mountain. They flipped the script, did not get Gravity Mountain. They Earthen Vesseled, get the energy. They do Carnelian for 290 damage. Not enough, because all we have to do now is Arven for Prime Catcher, Prime Catch up their Fezandipiti, Monkey damage, 30 damage over to Fezandipiti. We Prime Catch into the active slot, Genesect retreats for free, Dragapult completes the KO. Pretty sure they assumed something like that was going to happen and they concede immediately. So they whiff the one-shot KO on Dragapult and then concede the match after we draw Beach Court. Pretty solid Beach Court in this list, obviously making our basics have 1 retreat cost less, giving all of our basic Pokemon free retreats at that point. Pretty solid, honestly, all told. We had Arven in hand for the Prime Catcher for game. Pretty good. Deck's good. All I gotta say, Genesect changes the game. I think in a game where everyone's leaning very heavily on Ace specs, Ace Nullifier makes it so they cannot play Ace specs from their hand. Pretty solid addition to the deck. Not having Dusknoirs means that we're not giving up prizing. In a game like this, having Dusknoir would have been fairly valuable, but prioritizing getting Dreepies and Drakloaks and everything else out is actually more important into a Sylveon deck because they keep washing away your bench, keep washing away the Drakloaks, keep washing away your deck setup. So the only way to stop that or slow that down is to disrupt their Sylveon, which is either lock something that cannot retreat very easily or confuse it. And we ended up getting the confusion off and it stuck pretty well. So through several Angelites, we were able to go through it, and the massive disruption coming out from Genesect stopping their crystal play definitely was contributing to this win as well. So overall, very solid. Our opponent got pretty much everything they wanted to, and they lost a couple of coin flips, a couple of key coin flips, cost them a game. But yeah, we put them into that position. We definitely manufactured that position, got very strong from it. So cannot complain. Very solid overall.